It's almost too easy to fall into despair when you work in information security and cybersecurity, because it seems that everything is broken and the attackers, they can always get in. Everything is hackable. And we get these news about data leaks and ransomware cases and outbreaks. But the fact is that the technical security of our systems has never been better than what it is right now. And I know that it doesn't feel like it, but this is a fact. You look at the technical security level of your computers, for example, just operating systems. Just look at where the security level of your operating system is today and where it was 5 years, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, for example, with Windows, we were still fighting drive-by downloads. Everybody was running a Flash driver inside their browsers, and simply by clicking on a link, you could get owned so completely that the website could drop an executable on your hard drive and run it with your privileges. Now we don't have that anymore because we've improved the security of our browsers and of the operating systems themselves. So we are getting better. Or if you look at cloud computing, more and more of our computing stuff, especially in companies, happens in the cloud. So instead of running your own servers with a server in your closet somewhere being secured by your own staff, we rely on the professionals, the biggest companies in the world, whether it's Amazon or Microsoft or Google, who are actually putting concretely billions into security of their cloud systems. Or mobile computing. One of the biggest shifts we've seen in computing over the last 20 years has been the shift from traditional computers into mobile phones or smartphones and into tablets. And many people consider these mobile devices to be like small computers or toy computers, and that's actually completely the wrong way around, because these more modern systems are much better. Typically they have more computing power, and from security point of view, they are superior. The reason why they are superior, why iOS and iPad OS and even Android is superior to your Windows or Mac OS or even Linux, is that they are more modern operating systems with more modern kernels, and the fact that they are not general purpose operating systems. You can't just write a program and run it on every single device. They have this App Store model, gatekeeping model, one way or another, and this works. When we look at the amount of malware we find for mobile systems, it's a small fraction of the malware we find for traditional computers. And yes, of course, there are cases of malware for mobile systems as well. However, those typically are governmental cases or intelligence agencies using hundreds of thousands of euros or dollars to target one single victim. And if it's hundreds of thousands of euros to target a victim, that's not a failure, that's a success story. If it costs so much to hit one single user, the system is pretty safe. Now, there are still ways, of course, to gain access to our systems. There are failures left and right, we know this. But since the technical safeguards have been getting better and better, today it's more common than ever before that the attackers go through humans. Technical level of security has been getting better, humans haven't changed. And this is why we need education and awareness. Users are getting tricked into doing stupid stuff, clicking on the wrong link, installing browser extensions, or getting phished. And let me end with one comment about getting caught. You see, you often hear that defense is so hard because it only takes one mistake from the defenders and then the attackers can get in. And this is true, but there's the flip side. And the flip side is it only takes one mistake from the attackers for them to get caught. And we've seen this. Unfortunately, getting caught still doesn't mean getting arrested, getting tried, and getting sentenced. This is where we are still failing pretty bad all over the world. And this is one thing we really should be getting better. Because having cyber criminals sentenced and thrown into jail doesn't just stop the active attack from that attacker, it also shows to potential newcomers into the field that crime doesn't pay. Because crime doesn't pay.